Good morning everyone, and welcome back to Craft Eccentricity. And I've got a bit of a croaky throat and it's Friday. Yeah, so first thing I'm going to tell you is I won't be here on Monday because I've got a doctor's appointment on Monday, but I will be back on Tuesday. And we got another personal haul. And as I said yesterday, this is going to be a recurring thing. Probably for the next couple of weeks, because I did buy stuff in the sales. So I'm going to start with my dies, and I got all these, and I think they're all like one set. So the first thing I got was this little garden lantern, and it comes with 3 leaves. So they're kind of autumn leaves, aren't they? I don't know what that curvy one is. I think this one is like a beech tree, I think. Or is it that one? It's one or the other. But they're nice leaves, and it's a lovely little lantern. So I got that one. And then, you know me and tickets and things. So I got this. And I'm trying to figure out what the words say. I think it says enjoy. Yeah, it does. It says enjoy. And then you got that teeny weeny little label, which is gorgeous. And then this little border here kind of ties in with those leaves. It's the same shapes, but I do love that edge on that ticket. So I got those, and I will link everything below. And then I got a set of like wildflowery greenery sprigs, which are really sweet. And actually, if I measure those, it'll kind of give you a rough estimate as to the rest of the sizes. That's 3 inches. So if I put that down next to my lantern, you can basically see we've got this lovely autumnal garden theme going on. But of course you can use a lantern any time of the year, as well as your tickets. And the next thing, yep, got me another film slide. So we've got the same kind of leaf going on here. This says photo, and then you've just got like the registration and numbers. That says film, for popping whatever you want to stick inside. And I'm trying to figure out what that says. It says zoom. Yeah, so you got that little page edge there, which is really cute. Really like that. And I will give it a measure. Excuse my throat today. That's 3 1/8 and 3 3/8. So it's a lovely size. And then next up, you know me and postage things. Well, here we go again. So we've got, I think it goes that way around, yeah. So you've got those little leaves that we've seen in the bigger set there, but you've got the postal frames, and they're all connected. Now this is like all French words and stuff in it, but the autumn, I can just chop the E off the end. So I've still got autumn if I want to use it, but I think that's so sweet. And if I'm going for a size on that, I'm going to say 3 3/4. And then the height of it, you've got to go to the top postage stamp. I'm going to say with the edges 2 1/4 inches. So just more cute stuff for your mini albums and things. And then next, I have cut some cardstock, and I've got my stamp platform. I'm going to share the stamps. So first one is I've got this lovely sprig. Isn't that nice? Love that. And then I've got the lantern in the stamp form, because I just really like it. And then I've got another little sprig, which is all like bibbidi bobbidi dots. Just really cute. And then I got myself a jar. I do love jars. So I've got mushrooms going on inside there, and it just says number 21. But I do like that. I'll measure that one actually. That is 3 1/2 inches. And then on its width, going out to its label, it's 2 3/4. I should measure this one as well. That's 5 1/2 inches. And then next up, I've got me another sprig, which I think is probably the same size. Yeah, maybe a little bit more. Maybe that's 5 3/4. But it's like bare branched, which means you can just dot it with your pens and put all sorts of little coloured berries and stuff on there. I just thought that was really cute. And then I got myself more mushrooms. So that's more of a little landscape of mushrooms. And then, you know, kind of ties in with the jar there. Really like that. And that one is, let's have a look, 3 3/4. And then I'm going to say 2 3/4. And then last but not least, this lovely one. I want to stamp this. And it's flowers coming out of an envelope with all the postal marks. Now, that is in French. And I'm pretty sure that means just for you. Yeah. So if there's anybody French watching, am I right or am I wrong? And that is 4.5 inches. I want to stamp this by 2. Well, actually it's wider than 2 because you've got to take into consideration your floral. So it's 2 3/4. But I do think that's lovely. Right, so I've got my scrap paper here. I'm going to grab my stamp platform. And I'm just going to grab these, scoop them up and just pop them here. Right, I've got my trusty old platform and my lovely bit of scruffy foam. I think I've had that foam, you know, for about 4 years. Yeah. Oh, and I just want to grab some paint markers. Hang on a second. Right, so I've got those, and I'm using my acrylic markers from Amazon to do colouring. These are just paint markers, and I don't think I've ever shared these, and I'm not sure. I think I've got 24 colours for like $13 or something, but I will link them below. So that's from Amazon, those are. Right, so I've taken these out of the package, and I'll start with the mushroom ones. So let's stamp these and see how they look. It's a nice thick stamp. So I'm going to go onto here. I'm just going to slide that in. And I hope you can see what I'm doing. And I'm just going to use my archival ink. Please forgive it if my camera is wobbling. Oh, right. I thought I was going to whack the camera. So I'm just inking this stamp up. And let's see how this does. Make sure I get it all over, because that's something I tend to do when I'm stamping on its side like this. I can go and miss bits. So I'm just going to rest that down a second. And then just a little bit of pressure. Let's see what we get from a little bit of pressure. Well, it's a perfect stamp, isn't it? That is absolutely gorgeous. I'm trying to think if there's anything, you know, that needs more pressure anywhere. Maybe the lid. I can't see how that would make much difference. Look at that. So that stamps absolutely beautifully. So I'm going to put that one over to one side because I can play with that at the weekend. I'm going to take my stamp out because I'm going to have to clean that one in a second. Just pop that there. And let's get the flower envelope. We'll colour this one. Let's see how this one stamps. I just want to make sure that's going to fit on my paper. And then just butt it right to the edge. And of course you can fussy cut stamps like this out because they're a nice size. And just pop them on a card or a journal page. You can also emboss. If you do clear emboss, then you can watercolour without going over the lines. And that can be fun. Right, I'm making sure I'm getting plenty of ink on. And whenever you've got a stamp that's got a wide space in it, like the envelope area, your ink pad, if you're using a small one, is going to travel in there. But it shouldn't really transfer. So let's find out. I've got very gentle pressure that I've put on that. Let's look at what we've got. Right, so my flower didn't stamp because I didn't put any pressure on it, but it has now. And I can see I've got a little bit of leafy stuff here that needs some pressure. I'm looking there, yeah. You see, I don't know if I missed out with my ink or not. But what I'm doing is I'm avoiding the bit that I did in the middle. So let's have a look. Yeah, I think I missed out my ink. Can you see that little bit there? I'm just going to apply some. I'm just trying to think where I've been. I'll just ink it all up again, just in case. Let that rest, and I'll put a little bit of pressure again. Yeah, that's better. Ooh, that's come out nice and dark. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Right, so I'll just put that scrap in there, just to shut the lid, because I'm going to need that again. So I'm not going to move my stamp. Just put that there. And let's colour it in. Yeah, why not? Right, so I'm going to go with these colours, and I'll do the stem first. Now what's nice about these is they've got a brush tip. So now this might not be everybody's idea of being a good colour, but it's what I've pulled out. And it doesn't really matter, you know, if you go over the black bit. I want grey for the inside. Sometimes it's just nice to use paint pens. It just gives a totally different feel to using ink. Now you will notice that I'm going over all the black. I'm also going quiet because I love doing stuff like this. You know, when it's raining outside, oh, and you just want to grab your pens and stuff and just play. That's what colouring in is like for me. I'm just moving that out of the way. Right, so that you don't have to watch, I'm just going to pause while I finish my grey bit. And my apologies, I got carried away and I started on my blue. But I'm just going to colour this whole envelope in blue. Just like that, I'm going to go over all of the black stuff. And I will be right back. Right, so I've done that, and the next bit that I want to do is the yellow flower. And once again, you know, just go over your black bits, but stay within the edges of your petals. And that's all that you have to do. So you don't have to be too careful. And I think I've got several different colours of yellow, so I don't know if I can put a different colour of yellow on some of them. I do like dandelions. I did actually spot a dandelion dye, I think it was. I'm just reaching for another colour on AliExpress a couple of years ago. And then when I went back thinking, oh, you know, I think I'm going to buy that because I do like dandelions. And it was gone. It was sold out, but it looked really lovely. Right, I've got this one, which I believe is slightly darker, so I'm going to go for that. Put my others away. Right, let's do a few of these in a darker shade. I don't know if it's going to show up that much actually. I know that they are different colours, but let's just do a couple and see. There, it is a little bit different. I'll keep that one for tiddling and fiddling after. Right, now I'm just checking the sheen on the paint, so I'm just going to wave this in the breeze and I'll be back in a second. Right, so I've waved it around in the breeze, and if you look there you can see that it is definitely two different colours of yellow. So I'm going to bring the stamp platform back in, and my black archival ink. Just going to take that piece out there. We're going to put our sheet back in. Make sure we've got that levelled up. And we're going to ink up our stamp. Now I have got stamp platform magnets, but I don't know where I put them. I took them out because I don't use them very often. I stacked them on my shelf and now I can't find them. Right, so I'm just making sure I've got a lot of ink on here and I haven't missed any bits. Put the lid back on. Let's move that up there where you can see it. Now all you need to do really is just make sure that your stamp and paper is where it was last time. And then get those details back on. And I think that's it. Yep, that's it. I'm just going to bring that scrap in because I've got to clean that after. But there it is, done in paint. Isn't it pretty? I like that. I love the brush strokes. Can you see the brush strokes in the paint? It's just different. And then of course you can just get your scissors and fussy cut it out. But I've got my yellow pen still on my table, so you can still go in, and this has also got a bullet tip on it. So you can go in and just dot little bits and add colour where you want it. So you don't actually have to leave that all black. You can put a little bit of colour into there. And the same here. I pretty much think that these are the kinds of flowers that are all yellow. Well, that's what they're saying to me. So I just got little yellow dots on there, and I'm going to put some here as well. Why not? Yeah. Whereas those other ones would have maybe a little bit of green in them. So, you know, you could go in and if you wanted to just stipple those. But as I say, you've got a bullet tip, so you've got a little bit more control. Just bear in mind that you don't know what the width of your bullet is going to be until you kind of like put it down. So I would tend not to play around too much, but you could certainly go into the black of that leaf and just mottle it up a bit. And it's quite safe to colour like that. I quite like it. It dries a little bit of texture. And it's such a shame that so many people think that paint pens are only for colouring, you know, stones and putting dots on stones. No, you can absolutely do your stamps with them. So there they are, dotted up with a little bit of extra colour to them. I really love that. I think that's pretty. Right, I thank you so much for joining me today. I do hope you have an absolutely wonderful weekend. And don't forget, I'll be back on Tuesday. Right, as usual, all links below. Bye.